This Week in Agribusiness. Serving America's most essential industry is brought to you by ADM.
Thank you for joining us on This Week in Agribusiness as we continue to talk the fascinating world of agriculture.
You and I have both had people ask us over the years, how can I get into farming? I'd love to farm. It isn't easy for someone who isn't a farmer to get started, to be sure, but there are folks finding a way. They are not expansive operations in many instances. They may be smaller, but they have their own niche in our industry of agriculture, producing food, as Kristen Decker shares with us.
Ryan O'Connor was the first generation to live off the farm. Seasonally, he'd help his grandparents, but he took a break for school, then came career and wife, and before you know it, life in the suburbs, until an opportunity happened.
My father actually inherited a small portion of the family farm that he grew up on in 2007. And we were able to position ourselves at that point in time for real long-term growth. A lot of the revenue that we would generate off the farm over the first couple of years went directly into buying machinery. We didn't have an arsenal of machinery to start off with. We had to accumulate machinery in order to get the job done. And we've been growing the operation ever since.
Most people would have been motivated to sell their land, but a different motivation drove Ryan and his dad to try something new.
And I'd say it's our passion. We have a passion for being down here. It's the relationships that we're growing with our neighbors, with our suppliers, with other family members that live in the area. And it's a unique opportunity. You know, it's a really unique opportunity to work in suburban Chicago Monday through Friday, but being able to come down here on the weekends or on specific weekdays if necessary in order to put in a crop and see that crop progress throughout the year.
So how do you balance suburban life with farm life?
During the winter months, we're in the machine shed, working on the planters, working on the tractor, working on tillage equipment, trying to get everything ready for the growing season so that we don't have a breakdown, which is going to cause us to miss a couple days in the field, days that we are otherwise planting. And in the summertime, you know, there are times that we miss barbecues. There are times that we might miss a birthday party. There are times that we might miss something important in the life of our family. But I think they understand what it is that we're trying to do down here.
With no previous agriculture background, Ryan's wife Lauren is enjoying her new role as farm wife.
My role as a farm wife is somewhat non-traditional. We don't live on the farm, we live in the suburbs. And my full-time job is as a registered nurse in a NICU in downtown Chicago. So that's what I do by trade, and this is what I do as a part of the family, is I help out here doing little things that I can, make sure that the guys are, they have everything that they need to be successful here, and I'm learning and growing here as well.
Some of the most basic tools have helped the O'Connors grow their operation.
The tools that we've used on the business side of the operation are really a calculator, Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. I carry an iPhone with me, so I'm always checking the weather forecast. We do try to stay in touch with other growers in the industry and try to stay tuned as to what they're doing to really separate themselves from the pack. But I think the biggest tool that we use on a day-to-day basis that my father and I would agree on is really cash flow management. That's the lifeblood of this corporation, is if you don't have the cash flow, then you really can't project what you're going to be doing later on in the season.
What's been the most satisfying part of farming?
The ultimate success is running the combine out here on a beautiful fall afternoon, taking that load of grain to the elevator and knowing all those days and all that time that we've spent down here is really worth it, and it's worth seeing the grain coming off the truck at the elevator. I think I look at that as one of the biggest successes throughout the growing season.
The O'Connor family farm operation is proof that another generation can go back to the farm. For This Week in Agribusiness, I'm Kristen Decker.
And I would bet you that in the office where he works in the suburbs, Ryan is sharing the story with his colleagues on a very frequent basis about what it takes to produce our food. And that's a good thing too, isn't it?